When I wrap up a home performance project, I always put it like this. No matter what we tackled, from insulation to air sealing, the home's trajectory, it only has really one way to go, and that's up. One of those homeowners shared some incredible data with me. I want to share it with you. It's got several clear stories about how the house was performing before the improvements and then after. So let's dive right in. So this homeowner was seeing something that drives most people crazy. The air conditioner was running, and the upper floor just would never get cool. So he didn't guess. He actually pulled a bunch of different data from a bunch of different sources, and he was nice enough to share it with me. So let's take a look at the 5 things here that this graph is going to tell us, the before and after, that I think are really interesting. So the first thing we want to do is let's take a look here at how the upstairs stopped drifting. So over here on the left, you can see how the line, it's floating above the set point and it wanders. And then over here on the right, after the work, the upstairs line, it just stays nice and tight to the set point and also to the main floor, which it might be unheard of for some people. So the second big thing that the homeowner was experiencing is that when he was trying to chase that comfort upstairs, anytime he needed to go downstairs to do anything, it was like a freezer. So before, the basement was getting way colder than it needs to be. The basement temperature, it dives into the low 60s. But after the work, the basement stays much closer to the rest of the house. And as I always tell people, is it perfect? No, but the needle has clearly moved. Another thing that's we're alluding to with all of this is that all of the floors are behaving like one house now. Here, take a look. Basement, main floor, the upstairs. Look how far apart they're spread. But after the work is done, look how they stay clustered. They don't need to have 2 different thermostats and 2 different HVAC units. They can actually find the comfort and the balance that they're looking for with just one thermostat. Once you tighten up your house, that machine that you paid so much for, or that you inherited, and you don't want to have to pay for another one, it will last so much longer if you treat it better. So before, over here, you see how there's much longer, heavier cooling activity. And then on the right side after the work, the cycles are much shorter. The cooling cycles are much calmer. They're much more deliberate, and everything is working. The next part of this that I really wanted to show is the humidity. So a dry house, especially in the summer, is going to be a comfortable house. Wintertime, not so much. You want it to be a little bit more humid. It's going to help you not have to call on the heat as much, but summertime, dry is good. The indoor humidity, it dips, it spikes much more aggressively. But afterwards, things are just working much more in tandem. The house isn't subjected, because it's now sealed, to as much outside humidity. Humidity line stays in a much narrower band. It makes everything easier to manage. The house is tighter, it's drier, things are going good. Same equipment, same thermostat, but once the house stopped fighting the system, everything settled down.